Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to another BMTV. It's been a while once again since I've done a normal behind the table show, so I just want to say a quick thank you to all of our guests for the last 4 weeks. So there was Sue Bowler last week. Prior to that, there was Mike from Amscan, Ellen from Silhouette UK, and prior to that, we had Mark from Qualitex. But not just Mark. Kerry, I'm not going to forget about you. Kerry as well. Kerry made her BMTV debut. And they were talking, both Mark and Kerry were talking about the Super Stuffer. So 5 years on from us doing the first Super Stuffer video, we remade it, and there's some new techniques and designs in there. So if you've not had a look at that, it's worthwhile having a look at it. We've still got we've got quite a lot of Super Stuffers still. So if you are thinking of buying one of those, we still have a few in stock. So I've got another big thank you. And it's to two ladies called Catherine and Michelle. Now, Catherine has a business called Dress Your Daydream. Michelle has a business called The Events Clique. They've come together to create a podcast, and the podcast is Balloons Mean Business. And they were kind enough to invite me onto that for not on the podcast, but on for their launch party for the podcast, and that was basically done on Instagram Live. If you want to watch it, it is on Dress Your Daydreams Instagram feed. Just go and have a look at that, give them a follow. And Catherine does some amazing work, and you can watch it. It's something like 3.5, 4 hours it was. I had some great guests on there as well. It was really good to watch. But there was my slot. Our fire alarm went off, so I had to run out at the end of it. It was very silly. But when we were actually doing this live, their podcast went to, I know it definitely went to number 3. I've got a feeling it went to number 2. I'm not sure where I've heard that, but it went to number 2 on the Apple Business Podcast charts. It was up there with Stephen Bartlett and Gary Vaynerchuk, 2 of the greatest business minds on the planet right now, and it was up there with them. So congratulations on that, ladies. That really was quite an achievement to have the podcast go up to that level. Absolutely amazing. Now, the podcast is aimed at people that are starting or thinking of getting into the balloon event industry. Honestly, a lot of what the guys talk about on the podcast just relates to all business. It's really good. I've got my phone here. I'm going to read out some of the titles of the podcasts. So there's only 7 or 8 so far, but they are really good. So like I say, it's aimed at event businesses, balloon businesses, but it could apply to anything. How to stand out as an expert in your event business. That's the latest one. How to make a profit in your event business. Very important. How to be fully booked in your business. How to build a brand for your balloon business. How to find your niche with your creative business. Take your event business from a side hustle to full-time. I know a lot of people start with it on the side, and that's the biggest step, is taking it full-time. And setting up your event business for success. So they're the few first shows that they've done, first podcasts that they've done. And I've listened to a few of them. They're 20 minutes, they're bite-sized, I would say, not a big long hour. So easy to listen to, good to listen to in the car. And they just talk sense, they learn from their own experience. So really good. Give them a follow. It's on Apple Podcast and Spotify as well. So yes, it's Balloons Mean Business. Give them a follow. Right, now, what is the current situation regarding COVID, stock, and all of that sort of stuff? Well, first of all, from a balloon market point of view, I'm really happy to say that we are now back at that 3 p.m. cutoff. So if you order Monday to Friday before 3 p.m., your order will be dispatched the same day. Really excited. We've built up the warehouse team. That is the thing that was slowing us down, and the backlog and everything else. We are there. So I'm really proud, really happy to say that we're back at that level of service. However, there is a bit of a caveat to that, and that is with the current stock situation. Obviously, if something like Qualitex bubbles that are out of stock for months at a time, we then get a lot in. We end up getting 2, 3, 4 days worth of orders in a single day. So at that point, then there might be a bit of a delay getting orders out. We will tell you on the website. So there's the banner at the top of the website that says your order will be dispatched and it will say that. Hopefully with things like bubbles, because a lot of people just order bubbles on their own, we can get through them really, really quickly. So the number of orders might be 2, 3, 4 days worth, but they are smaller orders, so hopefully we can get through them quite quickly. So we've got some plans in place. If you're not aware, bubbles are back. I'm not sure if they're in the building yet. By the time you watch this, it's Tuesday today. They're not in the building on Tuesday. By the time you watch this, I'm hoping they are in the building. Hopefully we'll have booked them in. Hopefully we'll get enough that we don't have to all panic buy the way we did last time. So fingers crossed. I think we're going to set the limit at 20. It does depend on how many we get in, but I think we're going to try and set the limit at 20 per person. So it's that's quite a few. I know for some of you they don't do that many. For some of you, I'm sure it's just not enough, but we have to try and keep it as fair as possible. So hopefully they will be in soon. But as I say, that's the only caveat. That's when you might end up not having that 3 p.m. cutoff. And it's just when we get a massive influx of a particular product. An example as well, we've also had white Sempertex come in, white sand, mustard, terracotta, so we saw a bit of a rush there as well. So please bear with us in that situation. But normal, day-to-day, anything up to 3 p.m. We've managed to achieve it for more than 3 weeks now, so I'm really, really, really proud of that. Now, the bigger situation, the worldwide situation, I've seen a few comments on the Facebook groups about why is there still a balloon shortage? And on the podcast launch party, I was asked that very question. When do we think it's going to get back to normal? So I'll answer that question first. Personally, I think it's going to be 6 to 12 months before everything's back to normal, back to the way it was, where there's consistent stock availability from all the manufacturers, from all the wholesalers. You can get what you want when you want it. I think that's a way off. However, there is a glimmer of hope because we're noticing, we've got a lot of back orders with the main manufacturers. When they are coming in, we are getting a slightly larger allocation each time. So I think supply is improving, but it is just going to take a while. So I estimate 6 to 12 months. I don't know. We don't know. In the UK, it's very easy to think everything is back to normal. We go to Tesco, we drop the kids off at school, we pick them up, we go to the cinema. You can go to restaurants. You don't have to wear masks all the time if you don't want to. It seems normal, doesn't it? It really does. But the rest of the world, I know the Netherlands just went into lockdown recently. Austria, I know they are struggling because they've got a massive anti-vax community there as well. So just because here in the UK it feels normal, the rest of the world is not. Throw in a bit of Brexit as well, and the stock situation coming in is not great. So that is why it boils down to really COVID at the beginning, 20 months ago, factories shutting down. We're still catching up, manufacturers are still catching up, and it's not just our industry. It's so many, probably all industries to some extent are suffering. So that is why. But we estimate, I'd love it to be in 6 months' time, everything is back to normal. That would be absolutely amazing. But that's the reason why. So I just wanted to point that out. The other thing I wanted to talk about this week is another reminder about Black Friday. If you're watching this on Thursday on the day of release, Black Friday is a week tomorrow. Cyber Monday is the Monday after that. What we say around this time of year is order as far as you possibly can in advance. Because the couriers just get really busy. So they just have a massive increased workload, and they sometimes struggle. They were pretty good last year and the year before. Prior to that, they struggled. It was like, whoa, what's happening here? But they have got better. Last year was a bit different with COVID, and they were still very busy. I know some depots had more than, I think it was 16,000 parcels a day extra above what they normally have. So yeah, just be aware. So if you absolutely need something for next weekend, order it now, order it tomorrow, order it over the weekend, this weekend. Don't wait until Thursday expecting to get it Friday, because that might not happen. So, and it's not just us, that's everybody, anybody that uses any couriers, they are all going to be affected by that. Right, let's talk about some stock, shall we? Been in the warehouse. Picked up a few different things, looked on the news section on the website. That's the best place to look, by the way. If you've not looked at the news section, new product section on the website, there's a banner on there. And we're just adding to that literally every single day. There's new products going on every single day. So always check back regularly, and you can look at balloons, you can look at all the other stuff, you can look at everything together, however you want to have a look at it. But yes, we get a lot of new stuff in. Okay, first of all, the elf bottles, they finally came in. We've got plenty of these. These are very, very popular, and I guess it's not just for the elf season. From the 1st of December, you can use these as gifts as well. But people are personalising them. Rachel from the warehouse, she's been working for us now for a couple of months. She has a bit of a side hustle, and she does things like this. So she uses her cameo and a silhouette, and she personalises them with names. So yes, very popular. We've got plenty of those. We're not going to run out of these. I don't think we're going to run out of these. Who knows? We sell them individually, and we sell them in boxes of 20 as well. And we've still got, I think we've got, is it Santa and Snowmen, I think, are the other ones. I can't remember. We talked about them a few weeks ago. Right, over here we've got the silhouette. I said cameo. This is not the cameo. This is the portrait. When Ellen came down a few weeks ago, we talked about the portrait, and it's basically a smaller version. It does the same thing, not quite got as many features as on the Cameo 4, but it's a really good starting point, and it's a lot less expensive. The main difference is it's only 9 inches wide to feed the vinyl into, or whatever it is you're feeding into it, as opposed to 12 inches wide. So, but that's probably fine. I mean, if you're doing things like this, or balloons, you probably don't need it to be any bigger than that. You can still get the lettering out of it. You might just put it in one way rather than the other. So a really good starting point if you are thinking of getting a vinyl cutter or a cutting machine that cuts card and lots of other stuff as well. Now, I also learned from Ellen that there are these things. These are called sketch pens, and these are things that you can put into the machines, and they draw rather than cut. They draw. So normally you put a blade in, it cuts something out, and these draw. Now, I'm not too sure. I've looked at the back of these. It doesn't say. There might be vinyl that you can draw on and then cut out. So you've basically got something that's been drawn, a sticker. You've created a sticker. But I'm not too sure. Some of you out there will probably be able to tell me if you can actually use these sketch pens on vinyl. I really don't know. But you can use it on card, you can use it on paper, you can use it on other things that you might be cutting or putting through the portrait or the Cameo. So we've got those different sketch pens there as well. We've got a new kind of vinyl, clothing vinyl or heat transfer vinyl. And I know a lot of you out there do that already. And we've got it in sheets. So you can see, I think they're about 9 inches by 18 maybe. These are just some of the colors that we've got, but they're all available right now to purchase. Right, let's come over here. Now, hat boxes or gift boxes. Very, very popular in our industry the last few years. And these have got to be my favorite. These are velour, and they're very velvety. And you just end up wanting to stroke them the whole time. Maybe that's just me. But I think these are really funky because you know where I can see these? If you're in a show house, if you're looking at new houses, you're in a show home, and they dress it in a particular way. I can just imagine these in the corner of the room, on the floor in the main bedroom, just making it look sophisticated, boxes for the sake of boxes. But they can be used for so many different things. Can be used as gift boxes, can be used to dress a room. And Vicky made one with, it wasn't one of these ones, but one of the other hat boxes the other day, and it had flowers in the bottom, and it had a stick in it and a balloon. And it was just absolutely, looked like a hot air balloon. Absolutely lovely. So yes, we've got plenty of hat boxes. We've still got the Christmas hat boxes, the Santa and all those ones as well. Yeah, these are my favorites. I just had to show you these. Now, wrapping paper. I've sold wrapping paper for a while, but we've got a few new ones here. So we've got the kind of craft paper here. So we've got one with Christmas trees, one with snowflakes, and a couple of more traditional wrapping papers. It's a striped, red and gold striped, and also a harlequin kind of design. We've got more than that, just couldn't fit them on the table. Now, anagram orbs. These are fantastic. These are orbs, the bigger orbs, but they are the ones with that become a bauble. Basically, it's a bit of card that you wrap around, you attach it with the ribbon, and they become a bauble. I absolutely love these. I think they really add something because they add volume. They hanging down in a room, a Christmas designed room, they really, really add something. So we've got them in the red, green and silver is what I've brought here. I don't even know, maybe they might come in gold as well. I'm not sure, you have to have a look. But yeah, I grabbed those three. I think they're awesome. I've seen some pictures of them in sets, and they are fantastic. Over here, we have some new petals, a new texture of petals. These are metallic ones. So we've got bags of 500 there, and bags of 100. We've got the different colors. I've just brought the gold and the silver in for now. And over here, we've got organza bags. And I thought, actually, they're quite wedding-y, aren't they? And it's November. But I guess people are getting married all the time now, particularly after COVID and not being able to get married. So, yeah, I guess they're fine. Let's do these. They could be used for weddings. I guess they can be used for any other kind of gift. But little gift bags made out of organza. So I've brought a few of the colours in for those. And then we have these. These are confetti cannons, but without explosives. So, you know, traditional confetti cannons, they have a bit of explosive in them and you twist them and they make a very loud bang. The good thing about these is they don't make quite as loud a bang. Well, they don't make a bang at all. And they're just as, maybe not quite as effective. I guess it depends on how hard you hit them. But basically, you took the plastic off and take the top off, and then you just whack that, and the confetti goes everywhere. But we've got a few different designs of those. It's like push pops. Do you remember push pops? Are push pops still around? Are those ice creams still around? I don't know. But yes, we've got quite a few of those. And my favorite product of the week is this. I love this. This is, a lot of people now are taking little Polaroid photographs and they're clipping them up. And my daughters are both doing that. Sophie, my youngest, has got a tiny little camera that takes photos. They're about this size, so she takes photos of her and her friends. And then she clips them up. So this is about 1.4 meters long. What's that? Like that, I think, maybe? And it's got 10 clips on it. But the good thing about this is it's got LEDs on them as well. So you've got a little battery pack on there and it's got, they light them up. So I think this is really nice. I think it's going to make a really good Christmas present. And I can imagine a lot of you out there are going to buy these for you, for your own family, to give as a Christmas present, because I'll probably be doing the same. So yeah, favorite product of the day. And that is it from me this week. Now, the question of the week is a bit different. I've not talked about it, but I just wanted to find out, how was your Halloween from a business point of view? Was it good? Was it bad? Same as last year? Better than last year? Leave your comments down below. I'm hearing different things from people. I'm just interested to find out how Halloween was. So yeah, please leave your comments down below. Right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you've not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button on YouTube and hit the little bell icon. That way you'll be notified every time we upload a new show, and every time we upload a new 60-second skills. So it's on YouTube as well as on Instagram. If you want to watch it on Instagram, give us a follow on there as well, balloon_market1. Right, stay safe, stay happy, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye.